Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. Hope you're doing well today. Today I am filming in my new flat. I moved in last weekend. It was a lot of effort. Moving is so much like stress, but hopefully I do not have to move again for a while. But I'm currently all settled in, so we have a different backdrop. I think this is mostly where I'll be filming. I've got this like linen canvas on the wall, which I might do it with the canvas, without the canvas, just to spice it up. I'm sure maybe I'll film in a few different places, but this will be my kind of normal setup. Today I'm going to film like a bronzy festive look, almost like a bronzy bombshell vibe. I'm weird. I like to wear like bronzy warm colours in the winter and cooler colours in the summer. I feel like that's the opposite for a lot of people. They wear more warm tones in the summer. But yeah, so when it gets to like winter, I like to go really dark, a bit warmer. So this is gonna be the look today. I would love it if you can like and subscribe. It'd mean an awful lot to me. And yeah, let's get into it. Okay, so my skin is as normal, very dry. It's winter, my skin takes a beating, and I actually was really poorly last week. So I mean, I'm just finally recovering from, I think I had just a cold, but I do know a lot of people have been having like flu and COVID is around. So I'm just going in with my Sea Bright Putty Primer by ELF, just to add some hydration into my skin. I don't know whether it's because it has a yellow tint to it, but I do always feel like it makes my skin look like more alive. I don't know if that's the consistency or the fact that it's got a little tint adds like a veil of like colour almost. But I really do like that primer. Next I'm going to go in with my this is the Hourglass Veil Primer. I tried this in one of my new like first impressions video, and I was obsessed. It's a bit bougie, but it just makes your skin feel like, oh, like heaven. It's like, I said it in that video, it's like butter, like you're smearing butter on your face, but it's not like greasy. I know that sounds a very weird thing to do, but it's just, yeah, creamy and soft. And it makes your skin hydrated, but yeah, like not greasy at all. And I really liked how my makeup sat on it. My hair's a bit crazy today. I haven't really done much with it, and it's all over the shop. For some colour, we're going to go in with the ELF Halo Glow. I'm just going to use this to add a bit of like glow and a bit of like warmth into my skin. Yeah, make my skin look really lovely. For my base, I'm going to go in with my Glow Tint by HMB, and I'm also going to go with my Iconic Skin Tint. I don't think I've actually used these two together, but I love them both separately, so let's see if they work really nicely together. I'm just going to dot some of the glow tint around, and then I'm going to drop on some of the skin tint. And I'm actually going to go in with a little brush today. It's just like a little like packer, like a dense brush, but it's got kind of a little taper. And I'm just going to start buffing this in. I feel like I want my skin to just really kind of like radiate. I feel like I might have used like a lot of product. So what I think I'm gonna have to do is actually buff this in with a, yeah, I've used like way too much product. So I'm gonna take, actually, what am I gonna do? I'm gonna take this fluffy brush and just start kind of buffing everything in. I wouldn't normally use like a fluffy brush, but okay, I feel like that's kind of like blended everything where it needs to go. My skin looks quite pearly, which is kind of what I wanted. I really wanted that like radiance to come through. Okay, now for concealer. I'm gonna go in with my NYX Bear With Me concealer. This is one of my favourites, and this gives the most beautiful coverage. And I'm just buffing this in with a brush as well. I'm doing a lot with brushes. Sometimes I literally just decide I don't want to use a sponge today, but then sometimes I'm like, I'm only going to use a sponge today. I think I just pick and choose. This concealer is almost like my skin colour, so I'm almost using it to give me that kind of extra coverage, because obviously I've used a skin tint and a glow booster. There wasn't much coverage there. For a little bit of brightness, I'm going to go with my mini Hourglass. This is in the Vanish concealer in Birch. And this that I use, the Bear With Me, this was just in light. So I'm just going to add a tiny bit of brightness with this, but nothing like crazy. Yeah, all of the Hourglass products that I used in my most recent first impressions video were all absolutely unreal. This just gives that like extra brightness, but again, this is so hydrating. I need hydration in a concealer. I need to like not feel like I've got anything under my eyes, and I do get wrinkly under there. Like it is always a place that I wrinkle, so I need that hydration, otherwise they just go like crusty. I set my under eyes with my ELF, and this combination I think is one of the nicest for under my eyes. Like, it's so blurring. So we're going to go in with contour, and we're going to use the Milk Contour Stick in Toasted, and I'm just putting this directly on my skin and my forehead. Normally I don't put stick products on my face, but this blends out so nicely that I feel like I can. It's one of the only ones that I can like feel comfortable in doing that. Like, I wouldn't do it with a blush because I would just be like scared. I just love the tone of this. This I do use when I want something a bit like bronzier, even though it's a contour. I just think you look really snatched. And then with my Inspire by Revolution, and this is a really nice kind of warm, it's a tiny bit, I would say, like yellow based. It's not like orange. It gives like a really nice like hit of warmth with a bit of just a different undertone, which I like. And I'm kind of going over where I contoured with that. I'm really bronzing up the skin. I'm going to do a bit down here too, just making the jawline like pop. And we're going to contour the nose today as well. We're going to go full whammy, and I'm just dipping into that bronzer, and I'm just ever so slightly just running down the nose. really like how my skin is looking. We're going to go in with, this is the Putty blush from ELF in, I think this is Bahamas, yeah. I'm just going to go in ever so slightly. I don't want much blush, I just want literally the tiniest, but nothing like crazy. And this is a really nice colour. It looks quite scary, but it's, the Putty blushes are so kind of like buildable, which I love. Okay, I feel like my base is looking really nice and glowy. We're going to go in with some powder now, and I picked out my Hourglass Veil Mini because I thought we're using a few other Hourglass products, so let's bring this one out. I do like this powder, it's not my favourite. If I want something like fully truly matte, I always grab my Huda or my One Size. This Hourglass one is lovely. I'd say it's got maybe like a hint, I wouldn't say it's radiant, but it's not as like true matte as some of my other ones. This is very blurring though. I'm just going to set this all down, and I actually have in here the NYX Radiant setting spray. I used up all of this and I hate the NYX packaging, so I just put that in here. So I'm just going to give it a good shake, and then yeah, give this a little bit of a spritz. Adding some life back into the skin. And actually it's really interesting seeing the colour, because in the black bottles you couldn't see the colour. So this obviously has a tiny bit of a tint, which obviously helps bring out that kind of radiance in your skin. If I was heading out, I would go back in with my powder, but because I'm not going out today, I'm just going to kind of leave that to kind of set in. Because we want to be bronzy, I grabbed my Made by Mitchell pressed blush in some shade, which I always say this, apparently it's meant to be the lightest shade. It is so dark and so pigmented, I have to be very careful. And you know what, I'm going to use a very fluffy brush with this, not my normal one, because it is so pigmented. But I'm kind of starting here, and then I want to kind of warm up my whole face. This does have a shimmer in, which I don't mind. I quite like a shimmery bronzer. I know some people don't, but it's not something that I am opposed to. Okay, I think my skin is looking really stunning. Let me zoom you in. We're going to do eyes. Okay, so for brows, I'm going to start off with my NYX Glow. I want to do kind of like a fluffy brow for this look. So I'm going in with this to kind of give me a bit more volume in my brow. Then at the moment I have just been really loving just the closest Airbrush by itself, but it doesn't give me that full kind of hold that this does for when I want like a real fluffy brow. And this is the tinted one in taupe, but I really don't really feel like it gives me much tint. But maybe it's because I've got it in such a like a light colour. Okay, we've got bushy brows. I'm going to leave this to dry for literally like a minute, and then I'm going to go in with my Kosas Airbrush. And this definitely does tint, so I need to be a bit more careful with this. And I don't think I'm going to use a pencil. I want to keep them really like real bushy, like undefined. Do we like this? Yeah, let's go with it. Vive Eye Wand on the eye as always. We are going to go quite dark on the eyes. I just don't like doing eyes first. If you like this look and it's maybe a bit easier for you, maybe you could start with the eyes, but yeah, I just really don't enjoy eyes first. I have both my Beauty Bay palettes today. I'm gonna kind of dip between them both. I do gravitate to this one a bit more because it still has like warm tones, but there's more tones in warmer tones in the other one. Okie dokie. So I'm gonna start off with putting Canyon, which is here, all over my eye and just creating kind of a base all over the like lid. I do kind of know what I want to do, but I haven't like necessarily done this exact eye before, but I would have done like versions of. So just putting down that colour and kind of blending it up. I'm going to do both eyes at the same time today because if I completely do one, I almost forget. Okay, now we're going to go in with a darker shade, and I'm actually going to switch to the other one for this, I think. Yeah, and I'm going to go in with this shade here called Earth, which is like a very neutral brown. I'm going to take that on like a bit of a shorter, flatter brush. So this is what I use to buff, and this is what I'm going to take. And I'm just going to run across my lash line and kind of stamp up and then across to create like a C shape. You would have seen me create this eye kind of shape. You see this kind of shape on my channel before. I think it's like really flattering, especially when you have hooded eyes. I think it just is very complimentary. We're gonna go in now with a smaller kind of detailed brush and like a really dark brown, and we're gonna just darken up that shape. Yeah, cool. Let me just try and repeat this on this eye. And I always like to blend it kind of into the lash line, so it's just a little bit more like fluid. And then you can just play between the colours and just make sure they match up. This one looks like it's less like blended. Okay, so here we have the eye shape. And we're going to, I think I'm going to go in with that earth tone again, this one here, and just run that under my eyes. I really want to like smoke the underneath out. And then I kind of join it up at the side. And I do like to bring this quite low down, but it's totally up to you kind of how low you bring that like under eye. Okay, now for like really making it bronzy, I have this gel glaze cream eyeshadow made by Mitchell, and this is in Bronze Buff, and it's the like loveliest like bronzy sparkly tone. So with that same like little brush, I'm just going to work some product in. This is like a cream to powder formula, so you do kind of have to work it in, and I just kind of buff it in even more on the back of my hand. And then I'm basically going to trace over that shape with this sparkle. and it just adds a level of like glam that is stunning, and I'm running that kind of all the way around. Don't know if you can see how like sparkly it is. I love these like gel eyeshadows from Made by Mitchell. I have the silver one and it's honestly stunning. And it just ramps up your look from being kind of just like a brown eye to something really kind of glittery and festive and Christmassy and like glam. Yes, stunning. Okay, and then for the corner of my eyes, I'm just going to take this gold. This is from the nude palette, and I'm going to grab this one here, which is called Success. I'm just going to grab this on my finger and just do like an inner corner with it, just to really like warm up and make the eyes like pop even more. Okay, eyes are like semi done. We're now going to go in with my Vive mascara. I'm using quite a lot of the new things I tried in my first impressions because I love them all so much. This mascara is really lovely. I do want it to dry out a hint. I feel like once it fully dries out, it's going to be like top notch. So I do prefer a slightly drier mascara. And I'm going to put on lashes today as well. I'm going to go underneath the two. And do you know what I didn't do? I'm going to go in with Espresso from Vive on like a tiny flat brush, and I'm just going to run this in my waterline just to really darken up. Ideally you would do that before your mascara. For lashes, I'm going to go in with the ones I always use. I just these like little wispy ones. I don't know where these are from. I don't really keep packaging for my eyelashes, which obviously isn't helpful, but probably something I need to start doing. I do have favourites, so it'd be handy for me to let you know what they are. And this eyelash glue is from Doll Beauty. I got it because I thought I lost my duo eyelash glue, this one, and I really like this. I like the component a lot more than the squeezy kind of duo ones. I just love how easy half lashes are to apply. Okay, so eyes are done. I think they're the kind of like perfect kind of depth. I think they're really fun. They're definitely very bronzy. They're dramatic. I think my eyes like stand out. Yeah, really happy with the eyes. And I think that glitter is just like stunning. Okay, for lips, I've got both of my Vive lip liners, and I'm going to start with, this one is, yeah, Velvet Sands. And these are both quite warm on me, so that's why I kind of grabbed them. And I'm starting with this lighter one. And then I'm going to go in with Bark and almost like contour over that. Just at the edges. I feel like doing this gives you like a really like sexy, like pillowy pout. Then I'm going to go in with Stockholm from NYX, which again is in just a really kind of warm colour, which matches that like Velvet Sands really nice. But as you can see, the edges just really kind of stand out. And then lastly, again from my last first impressions video, but I've been loving this. This is the gloss from Jeffree Star in Celebrity Skin. I want to get some more of these because I just love the formula. I feel like I want to do a bit more bronzer. Shall we just go for it, girls? I want to be like bronzed. I just love this makeup for winter. Like, I just think you can't beat like a dark, sexy, warm makeup look. Yeah, I think it's definitely that kind of like a bombshell, bronzy makeup. This lip combo is giving everything. And yeah, I'm really obsessed with the eyes. I think I love the shimmer that this Made by Mitchell added. But yeah, here you have it, the final look. I like how my skin looks. I like the eyes. I think it would be really cute for date night, out with the girls. I love these tones for winter. I know people are like warm for summer, but for me, when it gets dark and you can go like heavier with your makeup, I tend to go for warmer colours. But that is just me. Like always, I will link everything down below. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this look.